Hi everyone, welcome back. I have another declutter video today as part of my journey to becoming more minimal in my approach to basically anything and everything that I own. And beauty products is a big sector for me that I probably have more than I need, or I keep hold of things that maybe don't work for me, but I keep hold of them because I don't want to let them go. It's money that I don't really want to waste, I suppose, and I often prefer to use things up than go, it doesn't work for me, I'm just going to throw away. But we're going to go through all of my makeup, which is what I have here in front of me, and then we're also going to do nails and skincare. I don't think there's really going to be anything at all to declutter in skincare. Might be something in nails, not too sure, but there is absolutely scope to declutter some of my makeup products. I also have my brushes as well that we'll go through. So we are on my floor. I have a purple towel on to protect the carpet because I've got cream carpet and I don't want makeup going all over the nice cream carpets. So let me just pull that up so that looks a little bit nicer. There we go. Right, let's get started and go through all of my makeup. Okay, I've zoomed you in a little bit so we can see the products a little bit more closely. I'm going to separate them into 4, and this is how I structure them on my makeup inventory spreadsheet as well. So we're going to start off with base products. Firstly, primer, my one and only primer. This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I don't have much left. It has spread a bit where it's been laying down, but if it's upright, it's up to about here where the pump actually kind of ends, and this is part of my project pan. I'm gonna keep this one, I can use this one up no problem. It is a really good primer, I do like how it performs, but I won't be replacing it when I finish it off. I don't feel like I need to have a primer in my collection, but that can be a keep for now. Moving on to foundation type products, I have 2. First one is another one in my project pan. I don't have much of this left at all. This is a Sculpted by Amy Hydro Tint. I really like this one. Just love how it applies and how it looks. Basically, it's an underrated skin tint in my opinion. That is going to stay. And then I'm also going to keep as well my other foundation type product, which is the Merit Minimalist Stick. This is in the shade Linen. This I currently use as a concealer, but once I've used up the Hydro Tint by Sculpted by Amy, this will be my all over face product, so I'll keep that as well. I don't have any concealers, but I have actually bought a concealer. I bought the House Labs concealer because I feel like I need an actual concealer product. The Merit Stick does work as both a concealer and foundation product, but I feel like there's better concealer products out there. Next I have a colour corrector. This is by Bobbi Brown. This is in the shade Light to Medium Bisque. This is an essential part of my makeup collection, of my makeup routine. It's the best under eye corrector I have tried. I will always repurchase this. That is not going anywhere. But then these 2 products, I'm going to declutter both of these. This is my face powder. This is the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in the shade Light. I have made pretty good progress with it. It is relatively flat. However, I didn't quite realise that this, I mean I should have done mineralise, ugh, what an idiot, but I didn't realise that this actually provided some luminosity and radiance to your face. So I think if you were to apply it to your cheeks it would look a lot better, but because I apply it to my T-zone and under my eyes, it adds shine there. And I had a comment on my video, one of my recent videos a few days ago actually, saying if I was to use powder as part of my makeup routine it would really level it up. And now I was like, I do use powder, I just use the wrong powder. And that comment was really uncanny timing because I got that comment the same day that I looked into this powder and realised that this isn't the best powder for setting your T-zone, reducing the shine in your T-zone and setting it under eyes. So I am going to declutter this because it's not the best product for me. I won't put this on my cheeks because the only powder products that I put on my cheeks are powder blushes over the top of cream blushes. So that is going to be my first declutter product. And then I'm also going to declutter this, which is my setting spray. This is the Revolution Superfix Super Hold Misting Spray, and it says Ultra Matte Finish. Now I did plug these 2 products into ChatGPT. I know it's killing the planet, but I wanted some more information, and despite this saying this is ultra matte, it does give a shiny, dewy finish. So these 2 products together are really not great for filming makeup and for the type of makeup that I want. I like radiance, luminosity, dewiness on my cheeks, but not the centre of my face. And also, I don't like how this sprays. This is quite a heavy spray. You can't mist with this, so I have to like apply it in like lines and like strokes, and then that's quite awkward. So I'm going to be decluttering that one as well. And I have the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray on its way to me at some point. I'm not sure if it's being delivered today or not, but anyway, I'm going to declutter those two products. Next, we've got my cheek products. So these are bronzers, blushes, highlighters, and any face palettes. I don't own any bronzers, so moving on to blushes. Up here I have two of these Say Dew blush. Yep, one in the shade Hottie and one in the shade Poppy. I really like both of these. I think they're beautiful, quite pigmented, easy to work with, lovely to blend out, great staying power, lovely shades as well. Just a real pleasure to use. I really like those. They're going to stay. Where's my stay pile? Here it is. I'm also going to keep both of these as well. These are the Giorgio Armani Fluid Sheer Glow Enhancers. So I think they're described as like highlighters, but they are a highlighter and blusher in one. This one is in the shade 11. This can be a bronzer, blush and highlighter in one because it's got that shimmer, that iridescence. No glitteriness though, but the colour is like a warm brown, so it does double up as like a bronzer and a blush. And then this one is Coral. They are really nice to wear on their own, really nice with other blushes that I have, really nice together, super easy to use. These are like so beginner friendly and they are absolutely beautiful. I love those. They're gonna stay. This is also gonna stay. This is my Westman Atelier blush in the shade Coquette, and this is so luxe. The packaging, oh, it's just beautiful. It's a really lovely, there's a hair on it, really lovely soft, it's a brush hair, soft light pink shade. It is warm, so this is nice for like a little lighter pink, more delicate sort of makeup looks. Great staying power, nicely pigmented, again really easy to use. Such a nice product. I can see why these Westman Atelier blushes are really hyped up, so that is going to stay. However, these two I think are going to be decluttered. So firstly is my Merit Flush Balm in the shade Terracotta. It's a orangey brown shade, so it's kind of like a 2-in-1 blusher bronzer type of colour. Lovely dewy application to begin with, really easy to use, beginner friendly, hydrating. I love how it initially applies. However, on me this does not last long at all. My makeup routine is very quick, but the very short time it takes for me to apply this and go on over the top with a powder blusher, this has disappeared, or near enough totally disappeared, and it's very frustrating. If this had much better lasting power, I would absolutely keep this because everything else about it I really like, but I just don't like how it just disappears. Very frustrating. So I am going to declutter this because I don't see the point of keeping hold of a product that I find really frustrating when I've just spoken about 5 other liquid blushes that, in my opinion, are much better than this. I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of this as well. It is relatively flat. I have had good progress in this, and this has been part of my project plan for the entire year, so I have been focusing on this as like my main blusher. I just feel like I don't want to keep hold of this anymore. It's very frustrating to use, so I'm going to declutter that. And I'm also going to declutter the other blusher that's in my project pan. This is the RMS Mini Beloved Lip to Cheek. It looks red, it looks like a very bright red, but it actually blends out to a pink. This was used on the Victoria's Secret models. The reason I'm decluttering this is because I don't reach for it much at all. I find it really difficult to use. I don't like the texture, it feels a bit greasy. It's super pigmented and that makes it actually really difficult to work with. It doesn't blend out nicely, and I don't actually love the colour on me as well, so I'm glad that I've tried it because it was on my wish list for ages, but in reality I don't particularly like it, so I'm going to declutter that. And then my other blusher, this is a powder blusher. It's broken, unfortunately. This is by Vive. This I've had for a few years now. This is the shade Pesca, so this is a great year-round warm peachy apricot shade, great for warm seasons, as in seasons in the year, but also if you have been assigned a warm colour season as part of colour analysis, this is a great colour. This is absolutely lovely. The powder blushes by Vive are just so great to work with. They're a real pleasure to use, so I'm going to keep that. The lid is magnetic as well, so you know it's not going to come off despite it being broken. Highlighters next. I've got two and I'm not particularly wowed by either of them, but I will keep them. Another RMS Beauty product. This is the Living Luminizer. This is a sheen highlighter, so it's not glittery, it's not chalky or chunky. It's a nice radiant sheen on your cheeks. I feel like I don't really notice this when I apply it though. That doesn't mean to say that it's not there on my face, but it's a product that I put on and then I kind of forget about it. But initial application, it does look really nice, so I will keep that. That's fine to keep, but I wouldn't repurchase it. And then I have a mini of this, say, what is this called? Glowy Super Gel in the shade Warm Glow. I bought this in a mini because I like to buy the mini version of new products just to see if I like it or not, because I don't want to commit to a full-size version. And I'm glad that I did that with this. This, I don't feel really does anything. I kind of apply it like a primer. Doesn't really make much difference to how my foundation applies or looks over the top. I haven't yet tried it as an actual highlighter. It's liquid, it's in a pump, so maybe it'll look nice that way. But this is really not so much hyped, but loads of people really like it. But it might just be that it just doesn't really work for me, but I will keep it. It's a mini, that won't take much to go through, and I do have some other ways that I need to try this first before I fully say whether this is something that I don't repurchase. Next are my two face palettes. This is 2-3 years old now. This is the Hourglass Leopard palette. I have used up, why can't I open it? I have used up 3 pans in here. So I used up, can't remember which way around they were now, but basically there was dim light, which I didn't particularly care for, didn't do anything to my makeup routine. A highlighter that I really liked, a nice light warm gold shade, really lovely to use, wasn't chalky or chunky at all. And then a bronzer. Really like that as well. Really lovely, nice, light, warm colour, not muddy or orange or dull. So I'm left with 3 shades. That one I don't use. That one is quite cool toned, and this is cool toned. This is mood, yeah, mood exposure. This is better off for your cool toned people. If you like to wear your makeup according to if you're warm toned or cool toned, I obviously like to wear my makeup for my warm tone complexion. So those two I don't use, but I have been working on this one. But I think I'm actually going to declutter this palette now. This is warm toned, but it's very, very bright. It's super pigmented, and it's also a little bit difficult to blend out, which I'm surprised about because these 3 were so much easier to use. So I'm actually going to declutter this now because I'm not really enjoying using this product, this one pan now. And as that's the only pan left in here that I use, I don't see much point in keeping hold of this. But I'm very, very pleased and happy with myself that I have completely used up 3 pans in here, because I thought that this would take me like a decade, honestly, to completely use up, which it probably would have done if I'd have used those 2 as well. But I am pleased with my progress with this. I've gotten my money's worth, and it has been a lovely, lovely palette, but I will be decluttering this now. And then that means that I'm left with 1 face palette. This isn't going anywhere. This is by Vive. This is their Dimension face palette. I have completely used up another one of these in the shade Dawn. And so when they came out with this one, which is called Solace, I immediately bought it. These 2 are the same blushes that were in the Dawn palette. We have this gold shimmery highlighter and then a shimmery blush, which is a coral shade. And this just looks perfect for springs. Haven't used this yet because there have been other blushes that I've been working on, but now that I've decluttered the Hourglass palette, I can start to use this, and I'm very excited about that because I love these face palettes. I just think they are brilliant. Okay, eyes next. Not much at all in the eye category. It's my least favourite part of doing my makeup. I'm not good at doing eyeshadow at all, so because of that I don't really own any eyeshadow. I just own 2. The first one isn't actually an eyeshadow, it's a highlighter, and I was absolutely influenced by this. This is by Revolution. This is the Splendor Ultra Glow highlighter in the shade Lit From Within, and it is a warm peachy rose gold shade, and it is lovely on blue green eyes, which I have. I have bluey green eyes, and it's just beautiful, really nice to use as well. I have no interest in using this as a highlighter on my face. I feel like this just wouldn't really work, but as an eyeshadow, beautiful, and it's huge. That will take me years to use up. That can stay, but I will be decluttering my other eyeshadow. This is by RMS. This is one of the eye lights. This is in the shade Moon Dust, which is a really lovely light, warm gold shade, a great everyday shade, goes with so many lip options, so many cheek options as well. A beautiful, beautiful shade. It was absolutely what I wanted in terms of the shade. However, I don't like the product. You take your lid off, you squeeze up a little bit of product. It's liquid / cream, and you can either use your fingers or a brush with this. I prefer using my fingers. Brush, I find it sweeps away too much of the pigment and you get brush strokes. With my fingers it's a lot better, however it's really hit and miss whether it'll be patchy or not, and it's difficult to build up. Because it's a light shade, it's not that noticeable, but if you're going to go for like the purple in this, for example, that's going to be quite obvious, and I just find this really difficult to use, which is a shame because I love the colour. The colour is perfect. If the Giorgio Armani eye tint came in this colour, I would absolutely snap it up, but in this format I'm not keen, so I am going to declutter that. It's also another frustrating product, and I don't want to be keeping hold of frustrating products. And I'm going to be keeping everything else that is here. So I have an eyeshadow primer by NYX. Not as good as I remember being though. I completely used one of these up a couple of years ago, and I remember it being a lot better than it is. This actually now doesn't do that great a job of setting my eyeshadow and making it not crease, but I'll keep it because I need one, so that can stay. I have two eyebrow products. I've got a mini 24-hour brow setter by Benefit. Doesn't feel like there's much product left in here though, so this could be quite close to being used up. And then I have the Anastasia Brow Wiz. This is broken though. This had the spoolie, like the brow brush on it, but it completely broke. And then the pencil side, I have got hardly any left. It's all twisted up now. I've just got like the smallest little nib at the end. So I've probably got only 1 or 2 more uses of this until that's used up. And then I have my one and only mascara. This is the Lancome Lash Idol in a brown shade. Really nice mascara, lovely shade, lovely mascara. And I only really have one mascara open at any one time. I keep it for 6 months and then I get rid. So that can also stay. And final category, lips. Starting off with lip liners, I'm going to keep these 3. So firstly is Charlotte Tilbury Pink Venus. This is a nice bright warm pink shade. That can stay. Also number 10 by Kiko. This is on the Smart Fusion lip pencils. A very bright like coral pink shade. And then this is my red lip liner. This is by Rimmel, Lasting Finish in the shade Peach Me. It's a very warm red shade. That can stay. But I'm going to declutter these 2. I haven't used these 2 in ages. These are both by Lisa Eldridge. They are in the shades 1W and then 2W. And the W stands for warm. There's also cool and neutral versions of these lip liners. But if you compare them to the 3 liners above it, you can see just how non-warm they actually are. They are still very neutral, and they're too neutral for me. Where I'm a true spring, I absolutely need warmth in my makeup products, and these are just not warm at all. On me, on other people they might be warm, but on me they're not. Quality is lovely, really do like how they perform, but I just don't really like the colours, and I haven't reached for them for a little while. So I'm going to declutter those 2, but I'm going to keep the top 3. And then I have mostly lipsticks. This is my only lip gloss. I'm keeping this. This is the Lisa Eldridge lip gloss in the shade Go Lightly. I use this a lot. This is a pink coral shade, really lovely on its own, with lip liners, with lipsticks. It's quite a versatile product. Nice and hydrating, not too thick or gloopy or sticky. Really lovely consistency of lip gloss. I would repurchase that. And then just going through the rest of my lipsticks here, I'm going to keep this one. This is the Lisa Eldridge. I'm not sure if I'm going to swatch all of these, by the way. I might end up running out of space. This is in the shade Je ne sais quoi, a nice bright coral pink shade. Lovely quality lipstick. That one can stay. This is Charlotte Tilbury Sexy Sienna, another coral but a different type of coral, not as pink. It's got a little bit more peach in it. Lovely lipstick as well, possibly a little bit more dry than the Lisa Eldridge. This is Victoria Beckham Fire. This is quite bright when it's swatched immediately onto my lips, or directly onto my lips rather. If I blot it and put on a gloss over the top, that works a lot nicer, so that's how I use that. That can stay. The gloss I wear over the top is this. This is by Hourglass. This is in the shade Lucid. It's one of the glossy lip balms. It swatches really orange, but it doesn't look orange on your lips. But that works really nicely with my orange Revlon lipstick, which I'll show you in a minute, or the Victoria Beckham Fire lipstick. That can stay. I love those. That Revlon lipstick, here it is. This is Siren. This is orange. But with the Hourglass one, it's really nice. That one can stay. I like that. I don't wear it that often, but it is nice to have an orange option. I have another red that is called Kiss Me Coral, also by Revlon. Really beautiful shade. That can stay. I think, not that, I think the rest are going to stay. This is Pink in the Afternoon, also by Revlon. Really nice salmon and pink colour. Goes nice with Pink Venus from Charlotte Tilbury. Coralberry Classic True Spring lipstick shade. If you get analysed as a True Spring and you ask for a lipstick shade, the majority of people will say Coralberry, myself included. It's beautiful, lovely coral shade. And then my other Revlon lipstick is a more hydrating sheeny option. This is called Dewy Peach. That's really nice for everyday wear because it's like a gloss and lipstick in one. A nice subtle colour but still has a nice bit of vibrancy in it. And then I have one of the Violette FR lip balms that I wear with Dewy Peach. This is in the shade Guimauve. Needs a lot of building up, but it is a peachy apricot shade. That one can stay as well. But the one that I'm going to declutter is by House of Colour. It's in the shade Soft Amber. It's been in my project pan for a while. I've been using it as a blusher and it works really nicely. But it's coded for autumns, and this is a warm orangey brown. Works fine as a blush, but on my lips doesn't really work for me. It's a little bit too dark and heavy. I have for the past few uses been scraping off the top layer because it's been really flat. So I've been scraping off whatever I can get off and applying it that way. So this is pretty much used up. I can dig down and scoop out the rest, but I don't do that with lipsticks. So I'm gonna not use this one up. I'm gonna declutter this one. I've gotten my money's worth out of this without a doubt. And it is actually a really nice quality lipstick. It's just the shade isn't right for me. So I'm gonna declutter that. So these are the products I'm decluttering, 9 in total. I've got a setting spray, a face powder, a face palette, 2 blushes, 2 lip liners, an eyeshadow and a lipstick. So let's now have a look at my nail products and skincare. Getting a little bit too ahead of myself. I said I would go through my brushes, so let's do my brushes. I've just emptied both pots onto the towel. Let's go through what's in here. Some of them need washing, so don't judge. I do actually wash my brushes very regularly. That's a nail file, that's a nail file, they're gonna stay. That one I use a lot, as you can tell by the state of it. This is the Merit face brush that I use for my foundation products. It's great, love it. I'm going to keep my minis, my mini Real Techniques ones, because these are really handy for where I wear glasses and I obviously take them off to do my makeup, and then the long handles don't get in the way or get knocked on a mirror. And you've got a domed one, not a domed, an angled one for blusher, a foundation one, and then a powder brush. So those can stay. This is really handy to go around the edges if I've been a little bit too heavy-handed with blusher. It's a really big Makeup Revolution brush, really lovely. Another nail file, I'll keep that. This one is basically just the longer version of the mini, so that one can stay. This one I use quite a bit. This is a Real Techniques powder one. I use this one for sort of under my eyes, but it's also good for highlighter. The rest of my face ones, I think I'm going to declutter this one. This is a blusher brush, but I don't really like using this as blusher. I find it too precise. The brush that I do use for blusher is actually on the windowsill in the bathroom because I washed it and it needs to dry. So I think actually I'm going to declutter that brush. I think I'm going to do the same with this one. This is just slightly wider, and this is by Lily and Lolo, or Lily Lolo. Going to declutter for same reasons. This one's quite good actually, because this is an angled brush. This is quite good for cream blushes, so I'm going to keep that one. But I think I'm going to declutter the buffer one from Zoeva, kind of like a kabuki style brush. I don't really use that. I have plenty of other options for foundations than that, so I'm going to declutter that one. And then it looks like I've got a lot of eyeshadow brushes left. That's a plastic spatula for getting out product. I don't really use eyeshadow. Do I need all of these? Probably not. Let's separate them. Okay, I've tried to separate them into similar sort of brushes. So I have two of these, both by Anastasia Beverly Hills. They have the fluffy brush on one end and then the flatter brush on the other end. I actually really like these Anastasia Beverly Hills brushes. They come with the palette, so I think I got them in the Norvina and Modern Renaissance palette, but I don't need two. I probably just need one, so I think I'm going to declutter that one because that one's a lot more chipped away, but I will keep that one. This is an angled contour shader brush by Zoeva. I don't think I need that. I don't do eyeshadow, and if I do eyeshadow, it's an all over the lid shade. I don't need an angled precise brush like that. This is for concealer, but I don't think this is particularly good for concealer, and actually I've bought the Hourglass concealer brush because I think that will be better. I find this very frustrating to use. I use this and then I give up and end up either using my finger or a sponge, so I'm going to declutter that. I'm also going to declutter this. This is a brow line, but I actually used it for eyeliner, powder eyeliner, but I don't wear eyeliner, so that's going to go. I have two of these sort of flat, like domed brushes. I don't need both, so I'm going to keep the more expensive one, which is Zoeva, and I'll declutter the Wet n Wild one. And then I have these. So this is by number 7. It's looking very battered. This, oh, you can't see. This is, I think they called it a smoky eye brush, but it's very precise, very thin. I think I use this for highlighter in the corner of my eyes, but I don't really do that, so I'm going to declutter that. And then this is a lip brush by NYX, but I don't use lip brushes. Even with red lipstick, I don't use lip brushes, so I'll declutter that as well. But if I did want a similar brush to that number 7 one, this is what I would use, because this I can get in the corner of my eyes as well. So where I've only got that highlighter as an eyeshadow, I might want to put a little bit of it in the corner of my eyes, and this brush will do that fine, so I'll keep that. I'll also keep this. This is a really nice chunky brush for applying a shade all over the lid, so I'll keep that. The Merit one, you know what, I don't really have much of an opinion on this, so because of that I'm going to keep it, and then if it turns out that I don't like it, I'll just declutter. Then I have 3 of these Zoeva brushes. That one has been smudged off. This is a Luxe Petite Crease, and then this is a Luxe Crease. I use all 3 of these, and it might seem excessive having 3, but if one of them has been washed and I need an eyeshadow brush, then it's handy to have another one. So I'm going to keep all 3. For me, there's no point getting rid of any of those. And then for these, I think I'm going to declutter all 3 of these. This is a Zoeva Petite Eye Blender. It's quite dense. Don't really know what to do with that one, and I don't think I've really used it, so that can go. And then I've got a detail blending brush for Sigma. I think if I was using multiple eyeshadows and I wanted to be quite precise with like a crease shade, I would use this, but I don't, so that can go. I'm absolutely a one shadow and done type of person when it comes to eyeshadow. And then similar thing with this one by Sigma, a Precision Firm Blender. Don't use that, that can be decluttered as well. So wow, look at all these. I've decluttered all of these brushes, my goodness. Well done me. There is, you can't see, there is so much more room in these now. These are my eyeshadow brushes, and then my small handled face brushes, and these are my bigger brushes and a couple of nail files, but I do have about 3 other brushes on the windowsill that are drying, but I will probably, it's highly likely I'll keep those because I clearly use them because I've washed them. Okay, now let's look at skincare and nails. Not sure if there's going to be anything to declutter with the nail products, but we'll have a look anyway. That one can stay, really nice nude shade. That's a base and top coat, that can stay. This is my favourite nail varnish shade, a burnt pumpkin orange spiced shade. This one can stay as well. This is like a camel brown shade. This one can also stay, a glittery gold. And then so can this one, which is like a camel as well, but it's got some shimmer in there. That is a cuticle remover, that can stay. These are eye drops, that can stay. This can go though, there's hardly anything left in there actually. This is a nail varnish thinner. I don't think that these work though, so I'll just throw that away. A top coat, that can stay, as can this. This is Essie in the shade Bikini So Teeny. It's a really nice, warm, light, bluey purple shade, really interesting shade. This is also by Essie. This is Seize the Day, a nice mint green shade. Slightly more of a vibrant green. This is more like a grass green. This is Self-Made by OPI. OPI, Nails Inc and Essie I really like. I tend to kind of stick to those brands. This can stay. This is my pink shade. This is Flying Solo by Essie. You know what, I don't think we're going to have anything to declutter. This is Worth a Pretty Penny by OPI, a shimmery rose gold. Coral, OPI again. This is Susie is my avatar. An orange, this is like a peachy apricot shade, so nothing too vibrant in your face. Apricot AF, also by OPI. Another OPI one, this is red. This is my red that I wear when I want a red nail. Cajun Shrimp. It's a lovely warm red shade, classic by OPI. And then I think the rest are nail envies, which I'm going to keep. This is Repair Mode. I don't use this that often now, and I'm not sure if I will use it that often moving forwards, because when I finished getting my gel nails done, I use this because my nails were just ruined. This is great for repairing your nails. So it's pricey, so I am going to keep that. And then I have different types of nail envy. Here I've got this pink, which is Hawaiian Orchid. They're separated a bit. I need to give them a shake, but they'll be fine. Then I've got Nearly Nude, a great nude shade, really subtle. Bubble Bath, classic OPI shade, a very, very light, girly pink. This is also Bubble Bath. This one is unopened though. The other one, I have about half left. This is Samoan Sand. A bit more pigmented, I think, than the nude one. And then this, I think, is, yeah, Pink to Envy. So that's my only clear nail envy. I did use that one the other day, so you'll see that in my empties video. But yeah, I haven't decluttered anything apart from the teeny tiny little amount that was left in the nail varnish thinner. And then lastly, skincare. There's going to be nothing to declutter here in terms of skincare, but I'll just show you what I've got. Anyway, deodorant. I then have 3 perfumes. This is Valentino Born in Roma, I think. Then I have Chanel Gabrielle. And then I've got Burberry Goddess. So those are my 3 perfumes. I've got my Dematica, my SPF. This is Harry Wonder, Black Rice Moisture Airy Fit Daily Sunscreen. My Vitamin C Serum, Naturium. My Skin Barrier Serum, Anua 7+ Serum. Toner, which is the Inkey List PHA toner. This is my Saturday night product. I only exfoliate once a week with that. 10% azelaic acid serum, fantastic product. The Inkey List. I've got 2 eye creams. This is my morning one, which probably shouldn't be because it's got retinol in it. Anyway, this is the Rock Retinol Correction eye cream. And then my evening one is the Beauty of Joseon Revive Eye Serum, Ginseng and Retinol. Moisturiser is Purito Bamboo Serum. And then my toner is the Tear Milk Skin Toner Light. So nothing to declutter here, but I need to put this one at the very front to remind me to use this. This is the Tan Luxe The Face Anti-Age Rejuvenating Self-Tan Drops. If I start putting a couple of drops in my evening moisturiser, I can slowly work my way through this and get this one used up. But just as I thought, nothing to declutter from the skincare. So just those makeup items, the nail varnish thinner and the brushes. But I feel productive about that, and I feel like my makeup collection is looking even more streamlined now. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked it, and I'll see you again very soon for my next one. Bye bye.